Hey friends, welcome back. Today, the thing that's been on my mind is this idea of spiritual burnout, right? Where you just feel so Jesus crazy and you're reading your Bible and you're praying and all that stuff to the point where you're just like, can I keep this kind of enthusiasm up daily? Like, is that something that I have in me, or like you just feel like it's becoming routine and it's just something that you just blabber out and it doesn't really mean anything, and then you start worrying and you're like, what if I'm doing things wrong, I'm becoming passive in my faith and all that. I was there yesterday. I felt like I was reading and praying, but like it was pretty basic, and I was just like, this is not what faith should feel like. This isn't what, like, I was just like, let me get God out of the way so I can get to the other things in the day, kind of, you know what I mean? And it was not fun because I just came to the point where if you're like, God, you're awesome, God, you're awesome, God, you're awesome, God, you're awesome, and then you just come to a point where you're like, you kind of pause for a sec. And you're like, I'm kind of tired of this. But that's so silly to say, though, too, because then what God does every single time is he just blows my mind. Because I don't know if I mentioned it here, but there was this one time at the CCV Christmas service. I was feeling kind of iffy about it, and I was like, God, are you even here? And I was like, I just kind of asked, like, could you show me a sign of where you are, right? And right at that moment, they were playing a song. It was like First Noel or Noel, something like that. Noel, whatever. And then they just like out of nowhere spun the song into the song Gratitude out of nowhere. And that's the song that was like stuck in my head for the entire week that I could not get out. And I was like, I wonder if they're going to play that song. And it was at the very end of the set. And I was like, nope, they didn't do it. And then out of nowhere, I just asked, like, where are you, God? And he was just like, right there. I'm there. I'm like, what? And that kind of like rebooted my faith for a minute, right? And then after Christmas, it kind of died down a little bit. And then just the other day, I'm going to the bank with my dad to open up a bank account, and he plays this one song. It's like a 10-minute song where with Bethel and Bethel music, and I think it's Brandon Lake. And anyway, it's called Too Good to Not Believe. And I was just in the car and I was listening to that song, and I was like literally choking back tears for like 5 minutes straight. And then you just like experience something like that. You're like, God, I'm feeling kind of iffy on my faith. And he's just like, all right, listen to the song. I'm like, what? Like, what? And then, yeah, and he's just been absolutely overwhelming me with blessing lately. It's just been mind-blowing. But anyway, the point that I want to get across is that it's okay to feel like, God, where are you? Or like, God, we are very distracted as humans. You know what I mean? We're distractible. And so we can get distracted by the world very easily and very frequently. So to keep in mind, like, that if you need a reminder, like, God is always there to remind you, and you just ask him for it, and boom, like, he's gonna do something. And I've seen it over and over in, the past month or so, and it's just been such a cool realization. And I just wanted to put that out there because I know a lot of you guys are struggling with, feeling empty in your faith, or, that's just become routine. And so that's a really good encouragement, is you just ask God to show you where he is, and he will pop out of nowhere, and it'll be amazing. So anyway, I mean, if you guys relate to that at all, or you got anything out of this video, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. But yeah, thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.